Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the host of the No BS Coaching Advice podcast here on Anchor.fm. If you've always wanted to start a podcast, Anchor makes it ridiculously easy to do it. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's completely free and ridiculously easy to use. I know I've used two other services. One was very expensive, like $700 a month expensive, until I realized I was getting hosed, and now it costs me much less, but it still costs me. Another service that's inexpensive, but it still costs me. Again, it's 100% free. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. I do no BS coaching advice here, and it is a breeze. I can record on my laptop. I can record live off my phone. Again, very, very easy to use. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. This is the No BS Coaching Advice Podcast, episode 128. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I like to spend some time weekly talking with you about life, the universe, everything. And I'm a day late this week because of Memorial Day. Anytime I do a show for a Monday and it's a holiday weekend, I'm not going to release the show. It's out on Tuesday. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday. Hope you observed it rather than celebrated. After all, this is a holiday that's designed to honor those who gave more than I did for our country. This is a holiday that's designed for honoring rather than celebrating. And I hope you had a chance to do a moment of honoring. It's never too late to do that. If you didn't take that moment yesterday, take a moment today. It is really very simple. 1 minute. Just 1 minute of your life. Now, with that said, today's show is episode 128. And I'm continuing on with some thoughts that I've had that came up over this weekend. And the first one is, it's about the differences between management and leadership. Management and leadership are really diametrically opposed to one another. After all, when you think about someone who's managing, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get people to work, in a repeatable way, bigger, better, faster, cheaper. So everything is about speed, repeatability, doing it at less cost, yada, yada, yada. Leadership. Leadership is a little bit different. It's not about repeatability. It may be about accountability at times, but it's about selecting people who will do who are inspired to do great things. It's about operating without a net, no rules, just figuring out the direction that you need to go into and finding people who have the same vision as you for that. They're not controlling. They're not individuals who are managing repeatability. I love that word today, repeatability. And at times, leaders are going to screw up. They're going to make mistakes. After all, they operate without a net beneath them. But you know what? For those of us who lead, that's exactly the way we love to live. It is fun. It is exciting. It is spectacular. When managers want people to be more effective, their habit is to encourage them to work harder. That's not always the best way, as I'll illustrate with an old story from my time in search, where there was a woman who was working for me who had a 2-hour commute each way to work, would get home, make calls to job applicants at night, maybe have a slice of pizza each day, and was absolutely exhausted. She was commuting from 6 a.m. to, 6:30 a.m. until 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. on average. And having a slice of pizza, getting on the phone, making phone calls, working till 10, rinse and repeat. Not exactly the best way to live life, is it? And I realized she was getting killed, and she walked into my office one day in tears saying, "I'm trying so hard. Please help me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing everything that I think I should be doing." And I slowed her down for a second, and I said, "You're working too hard, and it's coming out in your voice, and you're not having any fun in life." And the result's winding up being exactly where you are now. Work less hard. You're doing a lot of stuff and it's not working for you. Try working less hard. I know that's counterintuitive for many of you, where effort is the basic thing that you're selling to organizations. But, sometimes you're better off working less hard and using your brains, not brawn, in order to get things done. From the time that we were little, we were asked the wrong question. The question invariably was, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's the wrong question. You see, that's about a job. That's about working in the factory. And that's really the mentality that is suggested by the question. The factory, the mines, all those terrible jobs that people did during the Industrial Revolution. Here's the better question you should be asking your kids. It's the better question you really need to be asking yourself. Who do you want to be when you grow up? I don't care how old you are. If you ask yourself that question, you'll start to notice more of a skip in your step, more energy, more vitality, because it's not about the job, it's about you. And nothing is ever focused on you anymore, is it? It's always about what you're going to do rather than who you're going to be. Try thinking that way for a while. Practice focusing on self-improvement rather than just simply what you want to be professionally. You'll notice you'll get better professionally, but give it time. There's no rush. If you're 24, you're probably going to work for at least another 40 years and maybe longer, dare I say. I hope that isn't the case, but for many of you it will be. So what? If you're happy, so what? Don't worry about it. Focus on having the life that you want. You will never regret it. So that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you listen to the show. Just subscribe so you get downloads whenever I release a new episode. Each show is going to be bite-sized morsels of advice just like today's. I hope you enjoyed it, and I do hope you subscribe. And if you do choose to subscribe, I hope you decide to support the show. There's a link that will take you to anchor.fm where you can make a pledge in support of the show. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're interested in my coaching you, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show. I just happen to like knowing I'm helping some folks. And once we're connected, message me about your interest in coaching. We'll set up a free call. We'll get acquainted, see if it makes sense. I'll be back soon with more. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care. Time for